Hello everyone and welcome to today's video. I am Amy with Growing Your Faith, and today we are going to be looking at watercolors for Bible journaling for complete beginners. If you are new here and this is the first video you've checked out in this series, I encourage you to go and check out the whole playlist. The link for that will be in the description below. We go through from start to finish how to Bible journal as a complete beginner. And then last week we prepped our page to get ready for watercolors, and we talked all about how to prep your page. So you definitely want to go check that one out. So what you're going to need today is some watercolors. I just have a small little set here. I really like this set. I have enjoyed it. It's by Koi Watercolors, or it's by Sakura, and it's called Koi Watercolors. It's really good. It comes with a water brush pen, which is really nice because it's kind of like for travel watercolors. I don't really use the brush watercolor pen, but it is really nice if you're new to watercolor to go ahead and have that pen ready to go for you and not have to buy a whole bunch of paintbrushes, as well as the watercolor set. You can get different amounts, so you can actually get a smaller one, or there is also a larger one that you can grab as well. So you will need some watercolors, some sort of a watercolor brush, some scissors and glue, and then today what I wanted to do was kind of do some watercolors that anybody can do. We're not going to be painting big huge flowers or like these delicate leaves and stuff like that. That's going to be complicated. I didn't want anything complicated. Watercolor can be a little tricky, and so I wanted something that everybody could do, even a complete beginner. So you will need some sort of a plastic. This is actually a piece of clear plastic that would go as a cover for if you were spiral binding your own notebooks and stuff. So I cut it down to fit my Bible so that I never use it the right way. So I cut this so that I could put it behind my page and have a barrier so I didn't get things on my other pages, and I absolutely never use it like that. I just don't protect my other pages. I don't know. So today we're going to put some watercolor on this, and then we're going to like smoosh it, the technical term there, onto our page and create some really cool looking colors. So you could probably use almost anything, a Ziploc bag or some cellophane paper. You could use some of the plastic that comes on envelopes. Really anything that the watercolor won't soak into would work really. You could probably even use tinfoil. Like, it would probably create some really cool images. So the thing that's going to happen with these watercolors is it's not going to like put this exact imprint down, which is really kind of cool. It's going to be like all over the place. So I did a test page, and I can show you that. How did I do that? So my wording got messed up, but you can see all the beautiful colors on this page. So I'm going to do a pink and purple, but you can do whatever colors you want, and then it just kind of smooshes onto the page. So then we're going to take the free printable that I gave you, The Will of the Lord Be Done, and you can choose any one of these that you want, and then we're going to put it over here in the margin for some wording to go up underneath. And I haven't really decided which one I'm going to use yet. Probably one of the two of these. There's no outline here, so you can just cut this one out however you want. So I wanted to leave it to where if you wanted to cut out a rectangle, you could, or if you wanted to like do bubbles kind of like this is, then you could do that as well. You could use some sort of pinking shears if you wanted to do that, and then mat it on something else. However you want to work it is totally fine. So you will find this printable. The link will be in the description down below. It will be on the Google Drive. You can also find it if you're a member of the group. It will be in the files section in the group, and you can check it out there. Okay, then you will need some baby wipes because we want to separate our colors so that they don't like get all stuck melded together. So in between doing our purple and our pink or whatever colors you're going to do, you can wipe down your thing. And I just have some Equate baby wipes for that, and then some glue to put down your word art here, and I think that's it. I think that's all we need. So I'm going to go ahead and start grabbing some color. All I'm going to do is wet my brush. So I have that's another thing you need is some water. Have a brush, and I'm going to dip it in the water and then just choose my color. So I have the purple that I want, and I'm just going to place it all over my page here. You can just kind of splotch it anywhere. It's going to spread. Whoops, I got a little red in that one. It's going to spread all over the place, and it will do more than you think it will. We'll see in just a minute how it's going to kind of spread out, and then if it gets to where it seems a little dry, then you can just add a little bit more water, and then just kind of move it around and put it all over the place. Wherever you want color on your page, you're going to want to kind of spread it out a little bit. And so then some places will look like little blotches. So you can just put in like that. The more wet your watercolor is, the more it's going to spread. And the drier your watercolor, the less it will spread, and you will just have these marks. Now we don't want to let this dry, so we do want to move a little quickly. And then I just turn it over here, kind of stick that in the margin so we get all over. It's not going to stay in the margin for some reason. And then just kind of lay it down and smoosh. I might not have gotten it quite as wet as I did on my last one, and that's fine. We'll peel it up, and if we don't, if we want a little bit more water added to it and to do it again, we can do that. We can just kind of go over these spots that got a little dry. But this is a cool thing about watercolor is it's pretty forgiving. Like you can go in and kind of mop this up if you don't like it. And then you can turn it around and kind of put it wherever you want, which is also really cool. Alright, I'm going to wipe this off with my baby wipe here. And then some of this, with it kind of wet like that, it will, whoops, I got it on the other page. It's okay. It will wind up looking really cool. Okay, so for the pink color, I'm going to use some watered down red, because that's what's going to kind of make our pinky color. I'm just going to use what I have over here in my palette and pull a little more red. You can add a little more purple in there. I don't really like adding white because it just kind of makes, I don't know, it makes a weird color when you add white, rather than adding some red and purple. Red and purple kind of makes a cool color. All right, so then I'm just going to dab that on here just like I did with the other. And I'll try to move a little faster this time so it doesn't get too dry. Whoops. Gotta find out where the edge of your paper is at. And if you wanted to, you could do just the margin. Like if you didn't want this all over your whole page, then you could definitely do just the margin by just doing less and just placing it right here, which would look really cool too. Do a little bit more red and purple so I can get some, oh, that's pretty. Put it on this side. Just kind of get it on that edge. There we go. All right, and then you wipe that off so it doesn't dry on there. I like to take my brush and get a little color on my brush. I'm going to dab at this a little bit. My paper is like super textured because of the color that I chose, or the gesso that I chose last week. Okay, so if you get some water on your brush and then get some of your color, then you can do where you splatter it. Whoops, it was a big splatter that went everywhere. So how much water is on your brush is going to depend how much splatter you wind up with all over the place here. So you don't necessarily need it to stay this thick, so you can dab it if you want. So like these big splotches, I could dab those if I wanted to get some of that off of there. But I'm actually going to leave it. And then I'm going to go in with a little bit of red and do the same thing. And some of this will be covered up. There, it might be a little bit better. It doesn't sling it quite as much with just that. You could also just do that. If you just wanted to do that, you could just splatter it a little bit like that. And I think I'm going to take this and I'm going to cut it down. So if you were with me the other week, we did a background collage and made some fun stuff out of that. And I am now going to take this scrap piece of it that I had, and I'm going to glue it down right here, and then add, do I want it right there? I think I do. So then this page kind of turns into a mixed media page, mixed media art page, which is really fun to work with. Just the different textures and the different mediums and everything is really fun to work with. I'm going to put this right here on the edge. And then I'm going to cut out my words and I'm going to kind of overlay them on the top here. Make sure I don't have any paint on my hands. And I think I'm going to kind of go around the words just like I did here. Like so. Oops. Let me get this off. There we go. That'll be easier to work with. I feel like I should ink around the edges of this, but I might not need to. There we go. Do I want ink? Do I not want ink? I think I want ink. But I don't want that ink. Let me find some. Oh. We'll go with some wilted violet. That'll be good. It'll be bold, but it'll make this stand out a little bit, which would be nice. So it doesn't need much, just a little. We also have some videos on using distress inks if you want to check those out. In the Bible journaling for complete beginners and Bible journaling on a budget, because ink is one of those things that just kind of adds just a little bit to your page, and you can get a couple colors for pretty cheap, especially if you grab them on sale. And it's just kind of a nice way to add some color to your page. And you can do all kinds of other things with it too, like create these really like cute checkerboard pages and stuff like that, that just add a lot of character and beauty to a Bible journaling page. So then I'm just going to stick this right here, stick it down Everything's still a little wet. That's okay. Okay, and then I am going to make sure that I date my page. So today is Friday when I am filming this. And I'm going to use my adorable new pen from Kawaii Pen Shop. I will post a link for them down below as well. I'm not an affiliate with them, but I love their products. They're so cute. Okay, so today is the 15th. So 9, 15, 23. And that is it. You have a page. I'm going to let this dry, of course, before I close my Bible. And there we go. Yeah, like that. I should have covered up my verses. I just didn't cover up my verses. So our verses were in Acts chapter 21, verses 13 and 14. And I just loved these verses because Paul is headed to Jerusalem, and they wind up in a place where there is a prophet who tells him or shows him what is going to happen to him when he gets to Jerusalem. And so all of his followers are crying and they're upset and they're like, Paul, let's not go to Jerusalem. And Paul's like, what are you doing? Weeping and breaking my heart. Like, it's just like, and then he of course says the, famous lines of, I'm not only ready to be jailed, but even to die for the sake of the name of Jesus Christ. It's just such a powerful 2 verses, and I just love it so much. But I just love the part where he's like, what are you doing weeping and breaking my heart? So it's just really cool. So check those verses out. I hope you enjoyed this little tutorial and it helps you kind of get into playing with watercolor a little bit and enjoying working in your Bible and spending time with God. Thank you all so much for watching. Check out all the links below. Join the group and share your work in there. And I will see you in the next video. Thanks. Bye.